one to watch. This is 16 WAPT News at 6.
Tonight on WAPT 16 News, they never imagined they'd be using it to control their pain. These seniors say a certain drug does wonders. As marijuana becomes more mainstream in our country, both recreational and medical, it appears to be having a benefit for an unlikely group. A growing number of elderly people are taking it in all different forms to relieve pain. In a 2017 report, the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine found that there is a substantial amount of evidence that cannabis is an effective treatment for chronic pain in adults. In their recent 2018 study, over 2,000 elderly patients were treated with medical marijuana. Results found that the treatment was effective in improving pain and quality of life and was not associated with any adverse effects. Dr. Smith has more on this topic tonight.
Marijuana comes from the cannabis sativa plant. When ingested or inhaled, these compounds bind to specific receptors in brain and nerve cells, which slows pain impulses and eases discomfort. An advantage to medical marijuana compared with other drugs is the variety of ways you can take it. Smoking is the fastest way to feel its effects, but has many of the same health risks as regular smoking. The preferred methods are taking capsules and consuming marijuana in food or drinks.
It was only when Lonnie's mother became terminally ill that he realized marijuana could be much more than a cheap high.
She was in pain all the time, and finally she just decided she didn't want to live anymore, and she quit eating. We really thought if we could get her to smoke some marijuana, that it would help her, both make her hungry and maybe help with the pain. And we got her to smoke it a couple times. Relaxed her, you know, she ate really good, but she wouldn't do it again because it was illegal. She'd rather die than break the law, and she just wasted away.
How hard was that to watch your mum die like that, knowing that perhaps help was there?
It was very difficult.
Born in Arizona, Safford, moved to Tucson when I was just a little guy. CDO High School, we moved up where I met Dorothy, going to school. I made All-City as a high school football player. Had a pro tryout of the Canadian Football League. Decided by about age 21, I was about as broken as you can imagine. I mean, physically, I was a wreck. I started with the Sheriff's Department in 1978, worked the streets, was with the undercover narcotics team, worked my way from the streets all the way up to assistant chief. And in 1984, I was in a really bad car wreck on duty. Back was hurt really bad, but nobody diagnosed it for 20 years. So I went into my doctor, I said, "Doc, I can't do this anymore." He said, "You're retired." And that was the first time I got a prescription. This is what I took every day of my life just for pain. We came up with a nickname for the guy that took that pile. We called him Morphine Bill. And Morphine Bill was a jerk. I'd be in bed 12 to 14 hours a day and then sit on the couch for the rest of the day eating pills. My boys came down from Washington and they said, "Dad, this has got to stop." I said, "What do I do?" They held up a newspaper and it said, "Medical marijuana. We dare you to research it." And I laughed at them. Do you really picture your dad, an ex-cop, a Mormon boy? I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything. You really picture me smoking a doobie?
Hi, welcome to Nature Lab.
Hi, thank you.
Have you been here before?
Yes.
A few times. Okay. So I set out a research project to prove them wrong. I need a quarter of blueberry kush, and then I need 1 gram of the gold label, but I need heavy, heavy indica. I studied and studied and studied, and the more I learned, the more I realized the problem was not with cannabis, it was with my personal biases. And there's the berry. Just because our society calls it evil for so many years, doesn't make it evil. The study shows that it's a very beneficial plant.
When they started talking to me about using marijuana, I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, why would I tell my children that that was wrong in the 70s, and now I'm going to say it's all right for me now?
A lot of people have an idea that, you know, you do medical marijuana, you walk around like Cheech and Chong. If you do recreational marijuana, you will. But medical marijuana is a different thing, a sustainable long-term treatment plan.
Chronic pain is a big problem in the United States and around the world. It can lead to loss of functional work opportunities. It can lead to depression. People take long-term medicines that can potentially cause lethality if used in a high dose, that cause constipation, that cause itching, that cause hypogonadism. All of these problems are from the use of opioids, which are derived from the opium poppy, which are mainstays in the treatment of chronic pain. The problem with chronic pain are that it's disabling, and also that the treatments for it can also come with a whole host of very difficult, severe to mild side effects. But it turns out that marijuana also is effective in numerous chronic pain syndromes, has been shown in actual clinical studies, controlled trials, especially nerve-type chronic pain syndromes, where you have damage to a nerve or some type of situation going on where a nerve-type pain is going out of control and going on for more than 3 months. And it turns out that if you smoke cannabis in clinical studies compared to a placebo cannabis, you can get greater than 30 to 40% reduction of pain in a large percentage of those subjects compared to placebo. That's been shown over and over. And then in the basic studies where they use animals and try to develop models for pain, every model that you develop for pain in those models, cannabis or cannabinoids, relieves pain. So it's really a natural or well-established pain-relieving compound.
For those who use medical marijuana, the high they experience is the price for the reported help it gives to cancer patients on chemotherapy or others suffering from everything from Parkinson's disease to pain. Rivka Hollop thought marijuana just got people high until she was prescribed a new strain of the plant and tried it, 2 spoonfuls a day with her other medications. She says the pain that left her wheelchair bound began to be relieved without leaving her lethargic. Outstanding. I was turned into a different person. I was resurrected. I was awakened to life, she says, because the new cannabis helped her get back on her feet again.
98-year-old Ruth Braun is in constant and extreme pain from neuropathy. She started using medical marijuana 3 months ago.
Well, I do know that since I'm using it and taking it, that I have less pain, that I'm more relaxed.
Less pain, less stress, and a reduction in her daily dosage of a powerful opioid. Do you see a difference?
I see a big difference. She has several doses of morphine, but we were able to back it off one so far.
Really?
Throughout the day.
This is very important to my well-being. It is God sent to me.
Joe Swartz is a World War II veteran. In 1948, Joe had surgery to remove 3/4 of his stomach, and for more than 5 decades, he suffered from nausea and pain until his son convinced him to try weed.
I found that if I take a smoke of cannabis, it takes 10 seconds for that nauseous feeling that I have for eating.
Just 10 seconds, it's gone.
Within 10 seconds, it's gone.
Around the corner from Joe lives 81-year-old Sally.
This is the secret garden, and have a look at that. Wow.
So this is like my pride right here.
It was arthritic pain in her hands that led Sally to the herb 5 years ago.
Here's another one all by itself. That's very good.
For Sally, the proof is in her fingers. An accomplished cellist, she's now playing again after marijuana relieved her arthritis.
But everything is funny when you're smoking.
Actually, Sally doesn't smoke. Instead, she uses a vaporizer, which creates cannabis steam.
And because I'm going to bed at night when I do this, I do the whole balloon.
Does it feel good?
Oh, yeah.
We have Mr. Elliot Warren here. Mr. Warren, how has medical marijuana changed your life?
What?
How has medical marijuana changed your life?
Oh, the marijuana? It's done wonders for me. I tried everything before. Pick this up, sprinkle a little on my head. Hell, it works perfect.
Can you show me how you do that?
Sure. Sprinkle a little on your hand there.
Just fantastic.
Most seniors are on between 15 and 20 pills. The pills have side effects. It's about alternative medicine. If I was sick, a pharmaceutical pill would be the last thing I take. So, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any medical background, but I do believe in health. I'm healthy. I'm working against that. Years and years and years of that stigma that this is a drug, it's not a medicine. And I know because I was once like them. I had those same views. I was frightened just the way everybody else is. But it's because I wasn't educated on the curative forms of the plant and what the plant does. I take a gummy at night to help with my sleep and pain. When I have back pain, I overdo it at the gym. I need the cannabis for sleeping, for pain, and it works better for me because I don't want to take any kind of drugs with like Ambiens or anything like that with side effects. But for me, I have to cut it usually into 8s because I have a low tolerance. I'm not going to take it now because I don't have any pain and I'm feeling really good, but it helps me so much and I wake up refreshed in the morning.
Medical marijuana has proven its benefits. Countless numbers of elderly are using it on a daily basis, and it's helping them improve their pain, quality of life, and movement. If you want more information about medical marijuana, contact Dr. Savannah Smith at drsavannah.smith@umc.edu. Ariana Gardner, WAPT 16 out.